A very good evening and welcome to this Sunday's edition of News First Weekend, coming to you live from our Newsfirst studios in Colombo. I'm Arundhati Mudanayaka. Well, after getting to a disastrous start in the World T20 final against West Indies in Kolkata, England recovered well to post a defendable 155 for 9 in their 20 overs. Newsfirst asked Sri Lankan cricket fans for their opinion on who will win the 2016 ICC World T20. And before we move into our headlines, let's take a quick look at the results of the poll.
Politicos comment on national security. Color Polymer damaged by heavy vehicles passing underneath. Raw sewage floods Centre Road in Matakulia. Efficiency of emergency services called into question. West Indies, Women's World T20 champions.
Jaffna Hotels have widened their reach to Jaffna with the motive of broadening the facilities provided to locals and foreigners who arrive in Jaffna.
The Jaffna Hotel, which has been constructed with 55 rooms with modern amenities, was declared open by President Maithripala Sirisena today. During the event, it was said that the motive of the group is to showcase Sri Lanka's pride and safety to foreign tourists.
So this is going to be the first of our ventures in Jaffna. We hope that people, the tourists, those who come to visit friends and relatives will enjoy the hospitality of Jaffna, and we look forward to serving the people of Jaffna in the years to come.
A portrait of the donor of the land, the first Sri Lankan governor of the central bank and founder of the merchant group Enu Jayawardena was unveiled by the president. Certificates were also awarded to 67 youth who had successfully completed the hotel management course under the Jetwing Youth Development Program.
Speaking in Anuradhapura today, former President Mahinda Rajapaksa said that more attention should be paid to national security.
Attended the religious ceremony at the Sri Sambuddha Themagul Viharya in Vilachiyaya, after which he addressed the gathering. From day one, we told this government to give top priority to national security, keep the public informed, tell them the truth, implement a program to ensure the country's national security. Now there are officials from the intelligence unit. They follow me wherever I go. They note down these speeches I make. That is fine. But what I say to the intelligence unit is, don't just follow me, follow the tigers.
Speaking in Anuradhapura today, Defence Secretary Karunasena Hettiarachchi said all possible measures have been taken to ensure national security.
There
is no cover-up whatsoever. I believe that we cannot divulge all of the activities of the security forces, the police, CID or intelligence units to the media. Over the past 3 months, there have been more than 10,000 such findings. What we are questioning is why they are talking about this one incident, disregarding the rest. Journalists also raised questions regarding the investigation into the incident in Chavakacheri. The police are conducting investigations. We do not need to instruct anyone and tell them what to do and what not to do. These are being found because the intelligence units are good. The Defence Secretary attended the opening ceremony of a sewing centre under the Civil Defence Department in Rambeva, Anuradhapura.
A group of opposition MPs are in motion to stage a separate May Day rally.
The matter was revealed in Minuangada today during the occasion to obtain signatures for a petition demanding that the local government elections be held immediately.
I believe that it will be more successful if the joint opposition holds a separate May Day rally. This is what we urge the leaders of the joint opposition to do. We have not decided that yet. We will inform the country once a final decision has been taken. We can attend both. We can attend the rally of the joint opposition, so we can attend the rally of the Sri Lankan Freedom Party because we are still members of the Sri Lankan Freedom Party. We are ready to work in support of the government, but through the actions of the government, we are unable to give our support.
Speaking in Mathura yesterday, Southern Provincial Councillor Pasundayapa Abhivardhana said the SLFP should carry out a self-critique of the party's defeat.
A group of persons have come together to attack the individual known as Maithripala Sirisena because he continues to protect the SLFP today and because he is the chairman of the SLFP. We were defeated because of our mistakes. We have not criticized ourselves to date. We have not spoken about the mistakes we made and why we were defeated. That is where we went wrong. We love the former president. He gave leadership to ensure we have the freedom to walk fearlessly in this country. But when those around him wanted to race around the Dalada Maligawa, no one said no. No one blamed them. We were in that government and we did not speak out either. The horse has already bolted. It is pointless to close the stable now. The Provincial Council expressed these views at an event held in Mathura to provide educational equipment for children from low-income families and to provide self-employment assistance for these families.
Court has granted permission for the 14 foreigners arrested along with the 110 kilograms of heroin off the southern coast to be interrogated under detention orders.
The 14 foreigners arrested recently include 10 Iranians, 2 Pakistanis, a Singaporean and an Indian. The suspects were produced before the Fort Magistrate last night, where the magistrate granted permission for them to be interrogated under detention orders. The police media unit said the foreign missions of the suspects' home countries have been informed of the arrests.
Dangers of sample.
In July 2015, the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, or OECD, warned that new coal power plants were the most urgent threat to the planet. The OECD urged governments to rethink plans for new coal-fired power plants, as a study estimated that they will release more than 500 billion tons of carbon dioxide by 2050. Many countries are moving away from coal power generation. China has planned to shut down all coal power plants in Beijing by the end of this year. Recently, the United States shut down a 5,000 megawatt coal power plant, while England too had decided to shut down all coal power plants by 2025. After nearly 50 years of service, Scotland's last coal-fired power plant, the Longannet Power Station, has finally gone offline, putting an end to over 100 years of burning coal for electricity. Angel Gurria, the Secretary-General of the OECD, said in July 2015 that governments must think twice or 3 or 4 times before allowing new coal-fired plants to go ahead. The argument of the Electricity Board is that coal is cheap. That is not valid anymore because natural gas is available in the world market for a lower price. I don't know the reason why they have chosen coal. Whatever the reason is, I do not think that it is fair. Action TV has revealed on several prior occasions that about 5 years ago, the Ministry of Economic Development conferred the responsibility of resurfacing several byroads in the Anamadu and Puttalam electorates on the Western Province Road Development Authority and had neglected the responsibility of overseeing the work carried out. Although they had no expertise in engineering, area residents through Action TV highlighted to the entire nation with evidence the substandard work that had been carried out in laying gravel prior to the resurfacing of the roads.
අඟල් 6ක් දාන්න ඕනනේ පාරේ. අඟල් 6ක් නැහැ. අඟල් කීයක් ඇද්ද? මේකේ අඟල් 2.5ක් 3ක් විතර තියෙනවා. ඒක සාමාන්‍ය අඟල් කීයක්ව දාන්න ඕනද? මේක අඟල් 6ක්වත් දාන්න ඕන කියලා කිව්වා. එයාලම තමයි කිව්වේ.
Area residents have submitted to the country the problems that have arisen as a result of the resurfacing being completed, disregarding issues surrounding the quality of the work.
අඟල් 1.5ක්වත් නැහැ ඔය.
A 17-kilometer stretch of road from Alutgama to Nawagatte was resurfaced in this manner. 242 million rupees were spent on this project. The road from Andigama to Maduwakkulama via Periyamaduwa was also resurfaced under the supervision of the Western Province Road Development Authority. A sum of 130 million rupees was spent on resurfacing this 9-kilometre stretch of road. This is the current state of the roads 5 years after the resurfacing was completed. A similar fate has befallen a 6-kilometre stretch of road from Colombo to Udappur. A sum of 150 million rupees was spent on this road. Although the officials of the Western Province Road Development Authority who oversaw the resurfacing of these roads continue to hold their positions today, they are not being held accountable for the substandard work. Failure to correct these mistakes would result in these roads falling into a dilapidated state yet again. The road is ruined. The money the government sunk into it has been wasted. No one is looking into it. It has been a long time since it started falling apart, and it is getting worse as more vehicles travel on it. Should the contractors who worked on these projects and the officials of the Western Province Road Development Authority who neglected their oversight duties be allowed to remain at large, having wasted hundreds of millions of rupees of the taxpayers' money? Co-chairpersons of the Puttalam District Development Coordination Committee, over to you.
Welcome back. You are with News First. MP Boudicca Pathirana commented on the electricity crisis in the country while attending a function in Mathura today.
We have only a few challenges these days. One is the electricity crisis that we have to face due to the construction of inefficient power plants such as Norachole. Though coal or thermal power plants were built, they don't function for long. We now have to repair the power plants again. The MP expressed these views during an event to distribute high nutrition milk powder for malnourished children.
A dangerous situation has arisen on the Color Polymer Bridge in Biagama, Paliagoda following a collision involving 3 vehicles. Trains travel across the Color Polymer overpass which runs across the road from the 4th mile post in Paliagoda to Biagama. While light vehicles travel on the road underneath the railway bridge, heavy vehicles are prohibited. However, 3 accidents which occurred within the space of a few hours show that this prohibition has been limited to a gazette notification and a board and that it is not being enforced. A container was trapped on the bridge at 1 a.m. today, damaging the iron supports connecting the railway tracks and the bridge. Several hours later, a cement mixer collided with the bridge. A few hours later, another container collided with the bridge.
Even containers topple from this location. It is only when they come here that they find out that they cannot go from under the bridge. If this board was clearly put up near the junction, they would stop from there. No, there is a board just near the turn-off. Containers are to use the other road from that junction. This board is here as a warning, just in case if they try to go from here. There is a road for containers from near the railway station allocated by the Road Development Authority.
Railway employees who were renovating a section of the dilapidated bridge revealed that there has been an increase in collisions at this location.
This did not happen earlier. Now the level of tar has increased due to several layers of tar. When the 2 roads are in line, what happens if a train comes from the other side? It will cause a huge damage and the train will end up in the river.
Has this dangerous situation arisen as a result of short-sighted actions in road development? No, the thickness of the road has not increased. There is only a carpet layer. That too has been put after removing the tar on the road that was there. The carpet layer is not more than 2 inches thick. Though the thickness of the road was increased, that particular section was not increased. While the road was closed for several hours this morning after the damaged section of the bridge was removed, trains were allowed to travel at a low pace while normal vehicular movement was allowed on the road. Residents living around Centre Road in Mattakulia, Colombo 15 are well aware of the fact that the road has been akin to an open sewage line for some time now. News First visited the area.
Aerial views generally show the beauty of Colombo. However, these images, which were captured above a road in Mattakolliya, Colombo 15, tell a different story. Running along this road is untreated raw sewage. Looking through Google Street View, we were able to uncover evidence pertaining to the beginning of this leak. These images were captured in June 2015. The overflowing sewage poses a deadly threat today to people living in the area. One leg went crashing into the drainage pit and I was waist deep in the muck. I strained the other leg which was trapped above. If both legs went in the pit, they would still be looking for my body. The overflowing sewage from the drainage system flows alongside the residence of AKMS Rajendran, former deputy mayor of Colombo. RDA contractors cut all the pipes and the sewage flows here, bringing germs. 5 children are already in hospital. Even vehicles have fallen into it. Having governed Colombo in the past, the former deputy mayor is in despair, with authorities yet to respond to the complaints lodged by him and the people. They are now going on holiday from the 8th because of the Sinhala New Year. More problems will arise after they leave.
The RDA has broken the pipeline for the renovation. They can repair the line temporarily. We did not carry out the task since today is Sunday, but we hope to do it at least tomorrow. We will definitely repair it before the New Year season and the people will not have to go through any hardships. There are a large number of people on the road since it's the New Year season. We are hoping to start the repairs tomorrow.
Your life, our news.
A vehicle was destroyed after it caught fire in Megapolar, Galle today.
The vehicle caught fire after veering off the Galle road in Megapolar and crashing into a tree at about 3 a.m. today. The police believe that the collision was caused as a result of the driver failing to control the speed of the vehicle.
At about 3:30 a.m., our grandson was returning home from a funeral and saw that a man was inside the burning vehicle, so he dragged him out. Our daughter called the 119 emergency hotline 5 times, but to no avail. In the end, our grandson took his motorcycle and fetched the traffic policeman. By the time the fire brigade got here, there was nothing left of the vehicle.
Google, one of the companies with the highest revenue in the world, has provided all Sri Lankans with the opportunity to enter the world of online shopping. Google joined hands with Newsfirst for this venture.
The third promotional campaign of the first ever Avrudu Megapolar, supported by Google together with Newsfirst, took place in the Vaunia town today. Google Megapolar will enable the general public to make online orders. The event page will feature a host of consumer products and electronics at the most competitive prices. A unique feature of the Avrudu Megapolar will be the easy accessibility it affords to consumers located across Sri Lanka when ordering products. In addition to shopping being just a click away, customers who order products would be offered all-island delivery and the option of paying cash on delivery. The awareness program on registration on Megapolar took place in Vaunia today.
The inauguration of the 12th South Asian Economic Students' Meet was held at the Bandaranaike Memorial International Conference Hall today.
The event was held under the auspices of the Country Director for Sri Lanka and Maldives of the World Bank, Francois Clot, and was attended by several dignitaries from the University of Colombo.
Take to be the basic development idea. Recently, as going around the country in Sri Lanka for more than 10 days, listening to people in preparation for our next World Bank national strategy in Sri Lanka, I received inputs from people of all class and ages, but I received inputs from young people, and I thought they were rich in insight, in inspiration, in enthusiasm, in capacity to believe that they can make their own future. One young man in the north of Sri Lanka told us he does not want to be a job seeker. He wants to be a job creator. He wants to create a job for others. This is the spirit. This is what will bring forward the region.
The British government has ordered an inquiry into the way the country's anti-doping agency handled allegations that a British doctor prescribed banned performance-enhancing drugs to leading sports people. The UK's The Sunday Times reported that Dr. Mark Bona prescribed banned drugs to 150 sports figures, including several Premier League footballers.
The paper said Dr. Bona claimed his clients included an England cricketer, British Tour de France cyclists, a British boxing champion, tennis players and martial arts competitors as well as footballers. 3 Premier League clubs have denied false doping allegations made by a leading British newspaper. Arsenal said they were extremely disappointed by the publication of the claims, which are without foundation. Chelsea said the claims are false and entirely without foundation, while leaders Leicester also denied them. The report added that in the past 6 years, he had treated more than 150 sportsmen from the UK and abroad with banned substances such as EPO, steroids and human growth hormone, and the performance improvements were phenomenal. The paper said that during a series of meetings with undercover reporters, Bona had spoken about people he had treated. The newspaper also sent a sportsman to Bona's clinic who recorded his appointments with a hidden camera. Neither the newspaper nor foreign media were able to substantiate the claims made by the doctor. UK Anti-Doping, Britain's anti-doping agency, said it was deeply concerned and shocked by the report. UK Anti-Doping Chief Executive Nicole Sapstead said the body had been aware of allegations against Bona after a sportsperson approached them 2 years ago but had not been able to act upon them because he was not affiliated to any particular sport.
With that, we wrap up tonight's edition of Weekend Primetime News. Thank you very much for joining us. Good night.